Hey guys, Magic here. Let me know. This is the first time I'm doing this type of video. I'm not really sure about it myself, but it's something I'm going to start doing daily anyway, so I figured I might as well with you guys. That being said, tell me about the audio. I actually forgot my little audio piece at home. Otherwise, I would just be able to do better audio. So let me know if this audio is okay, or if you think I should switch to the little microphone thing I have that will allow the audio to be better. I'll probably try to bring it tomorrow. I just forgot about it. I didn't think about it. But anyway, this is the Oracle deck that I have. It's the Dark Mirror Oracle. Now, I wanted to start doing a daily card, and I have a tarot deck, and you all know it's the Ancestral Tarot, and I do have a tarot deck, the Ancestral Tarot, as I was saying, but it's, I prefer to use that primarily for things like, actual, like, spreads and stuff. With my Oracle cards, I prefer to just have a daily or a one-card message, so I figured if I was going to do something like this, I should use my Oracle cards. Now, as with my tarot deck, I'm not exactly great. I constantly remember what the cards mean. I do like to go off what the picture symbolized to me, as well as what the actual meaning is supposed to be. Kind of like a blend of the two. So I have a little booklet there. So we're gonna start off by doing my weird shuffle, but first I'm gonna have to take off these gloves because it's gonna make it really hard for me. Okay, especially since the cards are so big. Okay, so first I always separate them into piles. Do that. And then do it one more time. It would make more sense if these were tarot cards, but and I know everyone has their own way of shuffling. Some of you probably think that my way is wrong, but it's my way, and what works for me doesn't have to work for you. The only thing that matters is that it works for me. So, what message do you have for me today? Now, some people, like if a card pops out to somebody, they usually pick that. Some people like to fan them and pick one. Others like to just see if one falls out or sticks out while they're shuffling. Me personally, I like to shuffle and then just draw the top card. Now, if there is a card that seems to like goes like out of its way, like falls out of the deck or whatever to be looked at, or flips over, I'll usually take that one into account too. But seeing as how that didn't happen this time, we'll use this one. This is Downcast Pride. I'm also talking kind of quietly because I'm at a public location and I don't want to upset anybody. Okay, so first I'm going to find where that is in here, so that way I can already have it ready to go. Alright, Downcast Pride. I don't know, that gives me kind of some bad vibes. I don't know why today, but that just makes me feel like something's gonna happen that's not so great. Okay guys, so I did a preliminary version of this part, but I've decided to redo it. I kept having to pause, and I got a little angry at one point because this guy showed up, and I don't really want to explain that here, so anyway, after I shuffled, the card I drew was this one. I don't know if in the original I talked too much about like the my shuffling, but I might try to include that part, even if it was in the second part before I got mad. But I drew the Downcast Pride, and I said that, you know, it looks like a very sad picture, it kind of makes me feel like something bad is going to happen, or like I should be wary, or like there's some type of internal struggle. Anyway, so the way this one works, as I was saying before, is that it has a moon phase, which is new, and the stage of a grieving process, which for this is depression. Then there's a sentence that says, bending to adapt becomes an excuse for the habit of bending, in which I said that I tend to adapt to my partner or whoever I think has like certain expectations of me, and it's kind of to say that I'm just trying to get by, but in reality it's just so I don't have to take responsibility for things. I can just keep bending to someone else's will and be like, well, okay, so the visual seed gives us something to meditate on, or tells us about the card itself. It describes the card, but it gives us something to think about, meditate on if we want. For this, it says the eyes, dark with dried blood tears, look downward. The face of a dark-skinned, beautiful elf with gold laurels among her hair is stern and motionless. Roots plunge into her body from a golden color. The sky behind her is as gray as concrete. Then there's a sentence to think on. It says, the root of sadness and grief is deeper than the skin. The only delusion is the gray sky. So I think what that means is like my depression gets really deep in me sometimes, and it's like, all those feelings of sadness and upset, and it makes everything else seem bad. Like if my day starts going rough, it solely colors everything. Now literally, if you can see out there, the sky is actually gray for me right now because it is raining, but I love the rain, so it doesn't really matter to me. But what I'm saying, it's not that like changes the actual weather, how I perceive the weather. What I'm saying is that it like makes everything around me seem bleaker. You know what I mean? And then the going dark is like basically something that we need to embrace, because it is a part of us, and we need to process it. So in this part's going dark, it says survival is a direct consequence of adaptation. What we call adaptation is not the result of subtle but constantly constructive change of ourselves, but rather a mockery of it, as we strip day by day of our dignity in order to avoid conflict with a world that would spread us apart. See, that's what I was talking about. I adapt and try to survive and keep changing myself for other people. How can we endure this? Maybe through the power of responsibility, or through a hidden core of identity. Sometimes we don't use the best part of us, but rather draw from the ugliest. I've been feeling that a lot lately. We survive and bend our knees because we draw out from our laziness, fear, and disgust. We let our deepest roots go dry, replaced by what can only be called a surge of lack of self-esteem. We are deluded when we think that we are only sacrificing our pride. We cling to vanity, but we can't afford dignity. Isn't it sad? Honestly, the true delusion is our faith in fall and winter, which are typically when things are going down and sad and death, while we discard spring, life, and summer as fairy tales. The sky can change color too. As long as we sometimes look up, we can notice. So we just got to notice. I think it means I need to notice the positive things around me a little bit more. Anyway, the card I drew today, or the message for today, is from my beliefs and understanding, and what I get from my own personal life is that depression is taking root, and we need to quit changing, quit trying to just survive, and quit just bending other people's will, and be more authentically ourselves, and to look more on the more positive side of life. Anyway, guys, that's it for this one. Go and spread the love, because love always wins.